Barry the Boss here. Today I got a special guest in my studio, Ivan Birungi, and we're gonna do. We worked together in Thailand. We did a lot of things together. He's a great guy. He does MCing, he does DJing, he makes music. He's in his studio at the moment, and I'm interviewing him about his life making music in Thailand. How you doing, Ivan?
Barry, thank you. I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really good, man. Good to see you today, man. You're in your
You're in London,
studio.
aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in London. Where are you?
Oh, at the moment, I'm in Kampala.
Are you in Kampala? Oh, good, man. That's in Africa, yeah?
Yeah, I
So
went. I went back home.
you
Yeah.
went back home. So tell me, rewind me back to when you was in Thailand and tell me what happened. Why did you come to Thailand in the first place? Just tell me why you came. The first time you came to Thailand.
Love,
And about your
love
music.
of adventure. In the
Okay.
beginning, I came to Thailand because I wanted to travel.
Okay.
I wasn't planning to stay in Thailand. I wanted to go to Japan, maybe Indonesia or China. And when I got to Thailand, I got stuck there like everybody. It was beautiful. I was teaching English. And then that's how my love for music actually came. 2 years later, I met Titanium, which is the biggest hip hop crew in Bangkok. I started hanging out with them, started visiting their studio, and that's how I started to, know that was my calling.
Because Titanium is one of the biggest groups biggest Asian groups in Thailand, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Titanium,
is.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, very big.
yeah.
How did you get to meet them?
I was teaching English, like I said, so in Bangkok, and then I started going to the nightclubs. That was like Route 66 RCA in Bangkok, and one by one, I met JR, actually JR, and then there was Ben of Prime Loops. He was on holiday from the UK, and they were hanging out with this crew, which I didn't know, and later I realized it was Titanium, the biggest. And I had good vibes. I met cool people, and that's how they're my friends now. They listen to my music, and da 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 da. That's how it started.
Yes, because
And that was,
you also got a YouTube channel. It's actually in the description as well. You got a YouTube
oh,
channel, isn't
thank
it?
you. Yeah,
What's your
yes,
YouTube channel?
yes, yes.
What's your YouTube channel called?
Um, www.youtube.com
Okay.
slash Ivan Birungi.
Okay, that's your YouTube channel. Right, right. So, what made you get into the music? Was you working at the nightclubs? What nightclubs did you work at when you was in Thailand?
So Bangkok, right? And
Yeah,
then
in
I went
Bangkok.
to
Yeah,
Thailand. I lived in Thailand. That was about 3 years. And
right.
then I thought that English wasn't the thing for me. I mean, I woke up at 5 a.m. and went to school by 8, came back home at 5. And then I moved to this city called Pattaya.
Pattaya.
And when I moved to Pattaya, that's when I met Club Pillars Inc., the boss, Barry himself. And
Okay. You
then he
met me.
liked my vibe. Yeah, I
Right.
met you. And
Okay.
that's how you got me a job with Tony
Okay.
Abiz nightclub on
A
Walking
big
Street,
nightclub in
and that's
Walking
how.
Street. Pattaya. Okay.
Yeah, and it's owned by this rich Thai dude called Tony. Tony owns almost everything in Pattaya, and you introduced me to Tony, and then Tony liked me, and that's he made me join his band as a rapper, and then he had a nightclub also. So I was a rapper in a band and an MC, and that's how I started killing shit in Pattaya and
Wow.
becoming one of the
Wow.
top MCs. Yeah.
Yeah, you became one of the top MCs after. Yeah, how many
Yeah,
clubs
yeah,
did you
yeah.
work? Yeah, how many top clubs did you work at in Thailand?
In Pattaya, so
Pattaya,
I
yeah,
started with
Pattaya.
the bees, with the bees. That's
Yeah.
Tony's, and then there's a Nigerian dude called Helix. He opened a club called Flex Club.
Okay, the Flex Club, yes.
Yeah, I went to the Flex Club,
Right,
and
you went
then
to the Flex Club
that's all Pattaya, right?
in Pattaya, yeah,
Flex
the Flex
Club.
Club.
Then I did 808.
808. Wow, you
Yeah,
did
then
big clubs. You did.
yeah, then I
You
did
also did Play Club.
play.
Play Club, yeah.
I I did play club with
You
DJ
also
West.
worked. You also went to the Pier Club, didn't you?
Yeah,
The
I
Pier.
went to the Peer Club. I mean, the Peer Club
Well,
was mostly Gordon's, a friend of mine called G Spark, but I used to be a guest MC. So I did almost all the top clubs
you did
in
almost all the
Pattaya.
clubs in Pattaya.
Yep. Yeah.
Super great, man. So, what made you get into making music?
So well, like I said, English for 3 years. I spent a total of 11 years in Thailand.
11 years.
3 to 4, yeah, 11 years.
11 years.
4 of which I was doing English, and then when I turned into the music, it wasn't all about work. So I started to do my own music, mixtape. I'm Ugandan, but I was doing my music in Thailand. So, see, the thing is, Barry, I was doing music just for the fun. Probably, the fun, the girls, with all
Right.
that comes with it.
Yes, that's
But
correct.
down
Yes.
the road, I realized that actually this was my calling. I had to make music
Because you
for
made
months
a
to
really
come.
great track called the Missing You track. How did that come about? The
Oh yeah,
Missing You
yeah.
track. I put it in the link in the description as well. Yeah, the
Thank you,
Missing You
thank
track.
you.
How
Oh
did that
wow,
come about?
wow.
Because it was a really great track. That was.
Well, wow, yeah. So when I was working with the band, um, I got acquainted to this dude called Kizzy from Australia, and we was going to start a band together, working at the Conrad in Bangkok. So they chose me as the rapper, and then I met this gorgeous Thai English girl called Dara. And then we was like, oh, babe, why can we do studio music? Why do we keep singing people's songs? We can make our own music. And then I wrote the song Missing You, which was the hook was in English, and then the verse is in my mother tongue, which is Luganda.
Okay.
Dara was such a lovely songbird.
Such a
And so
lovely track. Very much.
yeah. So I wrote it and I gave it to Dara and I said, can you sing this? She was like, yeah. And we went to the studio in Bangkok, and bang, she went to the booth and killed it. Wow. And
Wow.
then the details from Ben, everything just keeps coming to me. So yeah, that was amazing. Missing You is actually, I wrote that a long time ago, but people still banging it back home.
Wow. People still banging it from all that time already.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So what is this? What is this? Anaconda Yonka. What is the style? What's the style of?
Akanyogoga.
Yeah, yeah. What is
Thailand.
that? Let me get it right. Sorry, I'm a bit late. But what is the style about that? Tell me about that.
See, Barry, I've made music for 7 years, right? And I
Right.
didn't really know which direction I was taking. And most of the time I lived abroad. So people in my country that got to know my music only got to know about my music through uh, the internet. I put my music
Okay.
on SoundCloud. I put my music on YouTube, and not many people have access to internet in Kampala, in Uganda.
Okay.
So I decided to put the face to the music. Thus, I went back home. So now people see me on the street with my tats, and they're like, "Wow!" So style Kanyogoga is a new genre. So I noticed that every time somebody made music back home, they were like, "So what style is that?" I never really wanted myself to be associated with the genres that were going on in Kampala. I wanted to create my own style. And so I created this style called Akanyogoga. Akanyogoga is a word in my country that means ice cold.
Ice cold.
So I
Yeah.
call it, yeah, ice cold, yeah. So it's style ice cold.
Wow. So you've got how many tracks have you got actually on your YouTube channel?
On my
You,
YouTube channel, I
yeah.
have about 10 tracks, but
Right.
in my
Right.
archive, I have about 50 tracks.
Right. So you make
That's
music all
that's
the time.
that's Yes, I make music all the time. So most of it is mixtapes, but Style Akanyogoga, the first album that I'm dropping very, very soon, is called Style Akanyogoga.
Oh
That's
wow.
the album name. Yeah.
You used to have a. I know you used to have a person who used to make music for you called Jackson. How did you ever meet
Yeah.
Jackson? Yeah, how did you meet Jackson? Tell
Oh,
me about it, Yeah, was it?
Jackson, Malcolm Jackson, the
Yes, man.
Trinidad guy.
Yes,
Wow. Such an amazing person.
he is
Actually,
genius at music.
Jack yeah, he's a genius. So I always got beats from maybe YouTube and downloaded low quality MP3s. Jackson saw me. I went to Pattaya. The first time I came to Pattaya, I was drinking in a bar. So there's this place called Stretch called Walking Street, where Barry the boss used to be the boss.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
I came from the audience and went on stage and did. I think it must have been Jay-Z's New York or something. And they noticed me. And after the show, they walked up to my table and said, "Hey, we're actually looking for a rapper in our band." And so the very first time, that's how I met Jackson, because he was the keyboardist of my band.
Okay.
And I noticed that he was such a skilled guy, and he made me
Right.
beats. So he started making me beats. So my first mixtape is full of Jackson, and he was multi-talented. He also did my videos in the beginning.
He did your video and your music as well. Oh,
Yes,
that's super
that's
great,
like
man. Super
7 years
great.
ago.
That's 7 years
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ago. Oh, so
Word.
you've done a lot in Thailand. You
I
made a
did a
lot.
lot of
You
Thailand.
did a lot of music and you made a lot of things. And now you're
Yeah.
moving on to the future. You're trying to launch an album, ain't you? You're trying to launch an album,
Yes.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, that's good. And you're actually raising a GoFundMe, which is good. A GoFundMe. I put the link in.
Oh wow. Yeah. 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 You know about that?
I put the link in the description already. So if anyone
Thank
wants
you.
to help
Yeah.
the guy out, he wants to make his own album. How many tracks are going to be on the album? About 15, or you're going to make a whole album?
13. 13. That's going to
13.
be
That's
12.
good.
I work with numbers. Yeah. 13. Something I forgot to tell you
Okay.
was that when I was in Thailand, I got
Right.
introduced to Buddhism.
Okay.
So I started studying Buddhism, and I started reading all this literature, visiting temples, making friends with the Thais, and I noticed that I had a shift in energy. I had to change the way I thought about why I was making music. So
Okay.
it's taken me a long time, because it's just towards the end, I think a year ago, that I noticed that I had to change something about my music.
Okay.
Somebody
What
once
did you have
told
to
me
change? What did you have to change?
my lyrics, my
Okay.
style, the way I
Okay.
delivered what I was talking about. Yeah,
Right. Okay.
right. So
Have
that
you
made
become
me,
more peaceful or more less aggressive, or does it make
yeah,
you like
less
more humble,
aggressive, more
more
peaceful,
focused?
understanding, yeah, focus. Actually, this I call it focus on February.
Right.
So I want to have a theme for every month of this year. So I think next month is going to be manifest in March. So
Manifest.
that's when everything manifests in March. So this is focus. Go fun. So
Well, I'm glad to
allow
see
me
that
tell you,
you're good. I'm glad
allow
to
me
see you're
tell
trying
you,
something good. I'm glad to see you trying to make something of yourself and make an album. And as I said, I
thank
did
you.
put the description of your GoFundMe, and I hope I will help along the way as well. And I hope all the people on
Yes, thank you
my
so much. Yeah,
you
yeah,
know my YouTube
it's a
channel will help you
genuine,
as
yeah.
well. And I know you're trying to do something positive. We're all going. You're a positive guy. You've done a lot in Thailand, and
Yes,
you're a good guy. So I hope that the future is good for you, and we will help you along the way. Yeah, and
thank you, man. Yeah.
and we're gonna have an interview again. We're gonna have an interview again. I'll let you go because I know you're in your studio, and it was nice to meet you today. And I thank you for coming on the show, Ivan Baravi. And
Wow, Barry, you are the, thank you.
check him out on his YouTube channel as well, and help the guy out, make him build up an album, do something strong for himself. Right, so we're gonna have another one of this part 2, but we'll leave this one for today. Ivan, we'll talk again. Barry the
Thank you
boss.
so much, Barry.
Okay, man. Evan, respect, man.
Powerful.
Good for the
Thank
future.
you.
Yeah, take care of yourself.
Yes, sir.
I hope the
Thank
best.
you. Okay, thank you so much.